What's up, guys? This is Super Ninja Austin here. We're his 31st episode of the SNA podcast. And we're going to talk about the tonight's Monday Night Raw. This is the Monday Night Raw review, part 5, and let's begin. Before I begin, I'm going to say 31 is my lucky number. But enough about that. We're going to talk starting today with Jey Uso coming in, cutting his promo, and welcome everybody. Everybody, I don't know where they were at. I would say they were, but he was welcoming the fans from Monday Night Raw, basically, to Monday Night. He was introducing everybody that Jey Uso is in their city, and this is when Kevin Owens came out, and interrupted him. He was like, everybody's been asking me, like, including people I don't even talk to, that he's asking, like, why is Jey Uso is right on Monday Night Raw, and that's when Kevin Owens was like, he don't know, and then he was like, I may not make a lot of friends here, and then there's people that don't trust me, but that's what he said. That's when he said, Jey Uso, what is Jey Uso doing here? And then he was like, you're making, and then you're also making a lot of enemies, including Drew McIntyre going face to face with him, and he was like Cody Rhodes may help you got traded over to the Red brand, and then Sami Zayn helped welcome arms, and it looks like you're going to make a lot of enemies being on here in general, and that's when the Judgment Day was like. And that's when the Judgment Day was looking at. He was looking at. They were looking at Jey Uso, but also they were interrupting. They were interrupting Jey Uso. I'm not Jey Uso and Kevin Owens, saying like everybody may. There's people around here. Want your impression, but like you don't need our impression. Like we will welcome you to our group. You already impressed us, like the whole entire group of the Judgment Day. And then this is when they challenged Kevin Owens to a fight, and then Kevin Owens was like I'll fight any of you, like whether if it's you, Dominic, or whether it's you, Finn, or whether it's you, Dominic, or even Damian Priest. Like it'll be all three. I can fight all three of y'all all at once, like in a 3-on-1 handicap match. And this is when Jey Uso stepped in and joined forces with the prize fighter. And this is when Kevin Owens was like, if you want to show that you can earn my trust, like help me fight these guys tonight. And that's when we had the match, which was and this is when we did have the match, and I cannot recap too much of things because it's kind of I would say complicated, but like I said, I can go to the second half of the match with Damian Priest. It was with Damian Priest and Kevin Owens, which Damian Priest hit him with a clothesline. He tried to go for a 1-2-3. He kicked out. This is when tags and Finn Balor and double teams him and mess up the leg that they were keep messing with from the past month or two. This is when they started toying and started doing what any heels would do, and started striking, like with Finn Balor, started striking him in the back of his head, and then start going for that toying evil intention style headlock, and then this is when Kevin Owens got out of it. He tags in Jey Uso. He started hitting his comeback moves. He hits him with a spinning. He also hit him with a spinning Instigiri kick. This is when he started going for the ooze, oh, like ooze, so shouts to the fans before he hits the running hip attack, which I don't understand why they call it that, because you're clearly hitting your butt right into your opponent's face. This is when Finn Balor counters it. He trips him over. He hits him with a double foot stomp. This is when Finn Balor started. And this is when Finn Balor tried to go for the sling blade, and this which didn't work because he hit him with a back suplex neck breaker majig. This is when he hits Damian Priest with a super kick when he tried to get in the ring. This is when Finn Balor hits the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. This is when he kicks out and gets back up and hit him with a super kick. This is when Jey Uso goes right up the top rope and try to go for a splash, which Finn Balor had the knees up, and it came just in the nick of time. And then he tags in Damian Priest, but Jey Uso also tagging Kevin Owens. He started hitting him with the punches because he is the prize fighter, and he starts stomping the moho right into the corner of the turnbuckle. This is when Kevin Owens tried to go for a cannonball, but his leg gave out. He gave Damian Priest enough time to get up to try to go for a style choke slam. This is when Kevin Owens rolled out of it. This is where he kicks him right in the face when he was leaning on right onto Tina the turnbuckle. This is when he tried to go. He went up for the mid rope, hit Damian Priest with a tornado DDT, and then this is when he tried to go for a 1 and a 2, but it got a 2.8889 count for the out of the 3, which was so close. This is when Kevin Owens started. He tried to go for, I believe it was a senton or a swanton, but Damian Priest came for the save. When he was pinning Finn Balor, of course. This is when Jey Uso came in and tried to get Damian Priest out of the ring. This is when he forearm and elbowed him right to the jaw, I believe. And then this is when Kevin Owens tried to go for a stunner, but Damian Priest countered it right. Pushed him off. Jimmy Uso tried to super kick him, but he ducked, which knocked the KO out probably for the 3,000th count. And then this is when Damian Priest got him out of there. This is when Finn Balor hits the coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3, and yeah, like it wasn't really pleasant from this tag with this duo between Owens and Jey Uso, because every time Jey Uso apologized, it's when KO didn't want to hear it, and then he rode out of the ring. He went out. He followed him backstage. He was telling him I wouldn't do that. Like I gotta apologize. And then KO's like no, because you're not sorry, because since you left the bloodline, you thought you can join another faction, join another family faction, which is the Judgment Day, and he was like, and what else he said? Let's see right here. And then he's like, yeah, I don't need to hear none of this, and I don't need none of this. I know what you're up to. And then Jey Uso's like, what do you mean? You don't know nothing. And then that's where they argue. And then he was like, yeah, just go to the locker room that has the name Judgment Day written on it. And maybe while you're at it, why don't you paint the slap back of your mullet purple? Which is a reference to the Judgment Day's color, because it used to be the bloodline, they used to be the color red, that's the color of the blood, which he used to do that, but you don't do that unless it has a very cool freezingly blue, but I don't think he's gonna join the Judgment Day, at least at this point. But it could be some kind of a heel turn between either Kevin Owens or I'd say maybe he could join the Judgment Day, but I don't know about that because what would he? He don't even show any. He don't show any edges that he could join the Judgment Day. And no, I mean Adam Copeland, and yes, I mean a shout out to Simon Miller, and the rest of the World Culture guys and the World Culture community and the wrestling internet community. But anyways, yeah, I would say that was the most hilarious thing I ever heard, and that's the number one thing I do remember by recapping of Monday Night Raw because it had me dying. I was like, Kevin Owens is so hilariously stupid for telling Jey Uso while he's at it of joining the Judgment Day. Maybe he could color the edges of his hair or dye the edges of his hair purple because that's clearly their color into the group. And then we also had some more hype videos about Raquel Rodriguez and then it was about for the Women's World Championship between Raquel and Rhea Ripley, which we're going to talk about that later on at the end of this video. And there's a huge shock. There's a huge shock waiting for what I need to tell y'all guys about. But I'm going to continue going to the next slide, which is, I believe, they're showing the recaps of Chad Gable and Gunther of them celebrating of his longest reign as Intercontinental Champion. And yes, sir, like we said, like on my wrestling news video, and I would like to give a huge congratulations to the Ring General for achieving this accolade. Is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history. But yeah, we're going to talk about and this is when they show the Ring General Intercontinental Champion Gunther and Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser getting ready for his introduction, which that was later on tonight. This is when The Miz came out and had his match with Akira Tozawa, which there's not much to talk about. Only the highlight of the match is when The Miz started continuously hitting Akira Tozawa with Skull Crusher finale probably like 5 times in a row. And then the last time when he did it, he just said M-I-Z, and that's when the fans say, yeah. And I was like, I'm not sure if this is support from the A-lister as his heel gimmick against LA Knight, or they're just mocking him because he's mocking LA Knight, which is their favorite superstar, or should I say the mega star LA Knight, yeah. But yeah, he hit him with the Skull Crusher finale. He got the 1, 2, 3. And I'll say, I'm not sure if this even lasted for 3 minutes. Like, it was so short to that point. This is when we got a backstage interview with Byron Saxton. With him talking about Raquel Rodriguez. She gladly answered. She was. And then he was telling him, yeah, Byron Saxton was also telling her she nearly dethroned the Eradicated Rhea Ripley, but Dom was more likely in the way for her than not to do so. And this is when Raquel Rodriguez was like, let's be honest, like Rhea might be the most dominant women that I ever stepped in the ring, but and she was like, she's telling like she's not gonna be the most maddest and the most biggest and the most strongest women that's gonna be in that match, and she's gonna learn a lesson that reality is worse than a nightmare, because Rhea Ripley's not gonna that's what she said. She's not gonna be the biggest and the strongest, and she's damn sure not gonna be the most angriest into this match. And I was like, well, that's true, because she'll be too cocky. Which I'll say in a most honestly true statement, like she will retain her championship, but I didn't know it was gonna be. let's just say I'm gonna just talk about this part right here. At first, I thought it was gonna be Liv Morgan, but it's really gonna be someone else. But y'all gonna have to watch until the end to see what exactly who I'm talking about and who I'm referring to, into this video. But yeah. And then this is when Raquel said she's gonna get a taste of her meat, and we're gonna see who's gonna walk out as the women's world champion. And I'll say, unfortunately for you, Raquel, it won't be you because there's gonna be some other interference, even though it's not gonna be neither Liv or Dominic Mysterio. But we're gonna get to that as soon as at the end of this video, and we're gonna go introduce. We're gonna talk about. With Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser went into the ring, and then that's when Ludwig Kaiser introduced the ring general Gunther, and then that's when Gunther started saying about Chad Gable gave him one hell of a fight, and then he impressed him even when him. And then he was bragging to everybody. He was like, the ring general is officially your reigning defending champion, or longest reigning defending champion. And then what he said, let's see. And he started to make fun of Chad Gable, saying, you didn't contribute nothing. I made the championship made it higher than anyone's ever seen before. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm running out of competition here. And he's like, for now, I'm only competing against myself, basically, because it's going to be a predictable, guaranteed moment that I'm going to retain my Intercontinental Champion. And that's when Chad Gable came out and then interrupted him once again for the third week in a row. And then this is when Chad Gable's like, we had the main event of the ages. And he's like, what a championship we had. And he's like, woke up this morning and he still was feeling it from 7 days ago. And he's like, here we are. And a week later, and then you're the one celebrating that you're the one walk your way in the history books as the longest champion. And he's like, I have to admit that, congratulate you. And then that's when Gunther's like, come in the ring, thanks, come in the ring, say what's in your mind and get it out of your system. And that's when Chad Gable, he's like, but Gunther last week, he's like, oh, okay, he's like, but Gunther, with that look in your eyes, and then the look in your face after that match, and they told me that said that all the great superstars that you've beaten during this historic reign as champion, no one did push you away, no one came as close to beating you, and even beating you, even though it was a non-title match, like I did. And then he also told him that and then he's like, and I have my family in the front row, and then you beat me with that running clothesline from hell, which that's my word, the clothesline from hell part. But he said beat, and then he said and that made my older daughter, Barella, I believe that's her name. Whoever, let me know in the comments below. I don't want to be wrong. Correct me if you want. I'm not gonna get offended. But anyway, his older daughter Grill was crying because she thought that Chad Gable was gonna walk out of that night as the new IC champion. Which, if you didn't pay attention to the Honky Tonk Man's record, you probably would have expected that, because there will be too much of an emotional moment to see Chad Gable not be that title. I'll say, of course, to his family's eyes and his fans' eyes, which I would say Chad Gable worked his way from the past 7 years of try, or even 6 years ago of being a singles champion. But every time he attempts to become that accolade, he always come up short of, unfortunately. Which I'm not sure if the 24/7 championship counts, but yeah. But he thought that, but his daughter thought that they were going to be champion, which, and he's like, you would know. And he also said, you would know, like, if you're a mother or a father, to what it feels like when the children weeping right before your very eyes. And then Gunther was speechless for a minute. And then that's what Gunther said, what you have done, there's a lot of fire in me. And in a fire that I can tell that ain't going to burn out until I make this whole thing right. And then that is the face you in a rematch. Like, I don't know when, I don't know what time, which I'm guessing is going to, or what I'm predicting, I should say, to be proper. What I'm predicting that it's possibly going to be at the next month's Premium Live event, which is Fastlane. And then, like I said before, like a month ago, it's going to be him versus the new latest longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. And then Gunther, not Gunther, what's his name? Chad Gable is finally going to be the one that's going to dethrone the Ring General. And then that's what Chad Gable said. He's like, so understand this, I beat you one, and I'm going to beat you again. And then this is when what's his name? Gunther started being cocky, started laughing. I'm like, ha ha ha, like you think you could beat me? Like, you were lucky about that, but you'll never beat me for the IC title. And you are disgusting, like, not only as a person, but also as a father. And then that's when you're a disgusting. He said. Oh yeah, I also forgot that Chad Gable also said that, I'm gonna make sure to put a spot on my older daughter's face. And then let's see right here. Oh yeah, the fans also said what? Like, you know what? You are a he said, you're a fantastic. That's what I thought he said. He said, you are, but you're also a disgusting, terrible father. And then that's when Chad Gable started coming in, hitting fists right onto the Intercontinental Champion. That's when Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser cut him, hold him down, started beating him up by himself. This is when it was a triple team until what's his name came in, Otis came in and started fighting off and helping his tag partner Chad Gable, and then flipping both Vinci and Kaiser right outside the ring, and he also hitting moves like hitting them with the lefts and rights to Gunther, and then hit him with a spinning elbow until soon after not Walter, I'm about to say his old name, Gunther hit him with a running lariat, and then this is when when they thought they had the upper hand on them until Tommaso Ciampa came in. He grabbed the chair and then he ran him out of the ring, sending them packing. And then this is what made me think, like, this is going to turn into some kind of a 6-man tag match, which I guess I was right. Even though I didn't think too much about it, but yeah, that was pretty much the case. Up next, we have This is when we had a backstage segment with the Scotsman Drew. What's his name? This is when we went backstage with Xavier Woods. They showed earlier in that night, tonight's Monday Night Raw. This is when, excuse me, Trey, you. And he said he apologized to accidentally chair hit to Xavier Woods. And then this when Xavier Woods said, like, I can accept that apology, like, but why are you talking so much trash to Kofi Kingston? And even though he apologized on what happened from y'all, from you and Riddle's match against the Viking Raiders. And then this when Drew McIntyre was like, listen, man, like, I said what I said, and I meant the thing, and then right now, Kofi have an issue with me. Maybe he should man's up and talk to me himself like a man. And then this is when Xavier Woods grabs onto his arm, which I don't think Drew liked that. And then this is when Xavier Woods like man, face to face. Like, you think you're going to disrespect me and Kofi? Like, oh, I see what's going on here. And he told him, like, you're just jealous because Kofi won the WWE title won the title at the biggest stage of the year with over 82,000 fans, and you won the WWE title with no fans attending, like in an empty arena at the Performance Center. And then this is when Drew McIntyre was like, I was trying to be nice here, and he stared and then he breathed heavily, and he said, I know what you're trying to do. And he's like, you want to fight me, and I don't want to hurt you, but you leave me no choice but to do so. And then that's when they walked off. That's when we did have the match. And let y'all guess. And then let me tell y'all that, yeah, it totally shows a sign that he could be turning heel. And you'll be seeing why I think that when I tell you, if y'all haven't watched Monday Night Raw already. But what y'all think? Do you think Drew McIntyre is going to turn heel anytime soon? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And this is when we had the match, which it was really entertaining. It was really good to watch. I would say, let me see how it ended up exactly, which I know what happens at the end. I just want to at least see what that. But all I know is they start throwing fists at each other. I could get to the point towards the middle of the match. This is when Drew McIntyre started hitting fists right onto the Xavier Woods. This is where he closed on him, and then this is when Xavier Woods ducked. This is where he tried to hit the spinning elbow strike right into Drew McIntyre's face. This is where Drew McIntyre intercepts with a Claymore kick, which got the 1, 2, 3. And I'll say, wow, like, if this not a sign that this is going to be a future heel turn into the horizons of the Red Brand with the Scottish Warrior, and he possibly turn back to the Scottish Psychopath, which that's probably the best way to bring his nickname back as a heel. But I'm not sure if they should do it because he's doing very well with the Warrior gimmick because he is a Warrior. Trey, you be careful. Are you all right? Oh. But anyways, Drew McIntyre got a win. This is what he looked. He reminded me much as like back in 2019 when he was the Scottish Psychopath. But I want to go past that this is gonna be some kind of a heel turn from this and from what we're gonna see next. And if y'all haven't already guessed, I'm going to get to that in just a second, or minute, I should say, because we're going to move on to the next slide, which is they show backstage Rhea Ripley getting ready to put her wrist tape, just showing her putting her wrist tape on, grabbing her Women's World Championship to get ready for her main event match against the former NXT Women's Championship and the women's NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Raquel Rodriguez. Which that's still to come. Up next, we have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, which Cody Rhodes came out like you usually do when he cuts a very smooth promo with the fans, saying, "So, what do you want to talk about?" Like he usually does, and then that's when he started going down the list, and I believe he even talked about Jey Uso being onto the Raw brand now. Norfolk. That's what we're at. The Norfolk, Virginia. Y'all, what do y'all want to talk about? And then that's when Cody Rhodes starts saying, we'll talk about main event Jey Uso. And then that's when, but before he have a chance to talk about, that's what it was. He said, let's talk about main event Jey Uso. But before he can have a chance to talk about main event Jey Uso, that's when Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonald's, I'm loving it with Big Mac with cheese with large fries, like what the Great One said. Shout out to you, Great One. But yeah, they came out, they started talking rubbish onto the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, saying about Jey Uso. They were like, this is when Cody Rhodes was like, not Cody Rhodes. This is when Dominic Mysterio told Cody Rhodes tonight, and this is when he told Cody Rhodes tonight, and he said like, when Jey Uso joins the Judgment Day, and he's gonna make you look like a fool. I was like, but what if he doesn't? Because you don't know that for sure. Like you're just making some kind of a bold prediction that's probably like 99% probably not gonna happen. And you'll be lucky if the 1% is 100. That 1% is 100% correct of Jey Uso's decision of his terms of joining the in his own terms of joining the Judgment Day. And this is when they try to surround Cody Rhodes. This is when, and then this is when he tried to say something else about Jey Uso. This is when the fans start booing because they did not want to have enough from the self-proclaimed Latino heat or modern day Latino heat. This is when he's like, and Jey Uso, when he joined the Judgment, and it's gonna be totally amazing, and it's not gonna be. And it's not going to be a thing that you can do about it. That's when you start toying with his top. This is when you start hitting him with strikes right into Dominic Mysterio. This is when JD McDonald's, I'm loving it, started trying to come in. He threw him on the outside, I believe. This is when JD McDonald tried to join Dominic, tried to help him double team Cody Rhodes. This is when JD McDonald tried to close on him. And this is when he got flipped over by both Cody and Dominic Mysterio because Cody Rhodes ducked to make that happen. This is when Cody Rhodes hit Dominic Mysterio with the Cody cutter. This is when JD McDonald tried to come in. He ducked from JD's attack and hit him with the crossroads. Soon after hitting, Dirty Dominic Mysterio with a crossroads. Which looks like this Cody Rhodes versus Judgment Day feud is not going to end anytime soon. And I would say that Cody Rhodes shouldn't face Dominic Mysterio again. That was a perfect match because there will be no point regardless because they're trying to make Cody Rhodes this undefeated, beloved, fan-loving babyface. So no point of going back with there. How about he should face JD McDonough? Even though it might be predictable, but it could be a really great match. And JD could benefit off this of becoming a big WWE superstar. But what y'all think about my theory? What should happen? And do you think that JD McDonough is going to be Cody Rhodes' next victim of opponents that Cody Rhodes have beaten from the last year of being in WWE? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Let's move on to the. And then this is when we had a backstage face-to-face between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, with Jey Uso was like, this is when Jey Uso came into the backstage area. This is when Drew McIntyre called the AJ. I seen you took care of business tonight, and then you took after one business that we had, and I'm gonna look you in the eye right now. And I don't trust you one bit ever since you came to Monday Night Raw. And then this is when Jey Uso was looking like, cool. Like, I know you have And this is when Jay was like, cool, like, you just stand your own feet. Like, you're a brother the whole life. Like, okay. You defend the bloodline. And the Judgment Day probably looking good to you right now. And then the Judgment Day looking good. And then this is when Jey Uso cut him off. I see you're trying to right some wrongs here, but go ahead and try to pull up next week, Goose, in a match. And this is when this is when Drew McIntyre's like, he was like, next week, between me and Jey Uso, between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, you got it. And then this is when, and he was like, and then that's when Jey Uso was like, deal, and he stormed out of there. This is when Drew McIntyre shaked his head. And also, there was a backstage interview with Shayna Baszler about her match against what's her name? Her match against Zoe Stark. Yeah, that's what her name is. Yeah. Her match against Zoe Stark. And she was like, well, she kind of shocked me. But, despite me beating her, but she kind of shocked me a bit. But even though, like I said, like I do it every woman in that locker room, I make her tap with the carrot through the clutch. This is when Chelsea Green tried to. This is when Chelsea Green came in and interrupted and tried to see if she could be her co-tag partner. It looked like Shayna Baszler wasn't interested, but she did promise her she could have a match and she'll break every limb in her body. She stormed out of there. This is where the Piper Niven came out and then she reclaimed her women's tag team championship because Chelsea Green was like, oh, hey, because she was so shocked because she would start saying like we could come up with a new tag name and you could be my tag partner to Shayna Baszler. This is when she went from behind. Piper Niven was right there standing there listening to her. She was like, oh, hey, Piper, like I was just saying that I missed you. I missed you, and how you doing? Like, and are you back? And then, I knew you were gonna come back and be my tag partner. And then this is when Piper Niven grabbed her women's tag team title, and she was like, "I'm cleared enough to compete," and she walked out of there. And then this is where we did have the match with the Queen of Spades against Chelsea Green, or shall I say, the resident Karen, I should say, which is her nickname, of course. And then this is when Shayna Baszler started doing her usual moves, like kicking her limbs to death and then stomping and doing her signature stomp right onto Chelsea Green's arm, which made her snap go right back. And then this is when he took it out on the outside of the ring. She started annihilating her right on the outside, and then this is where she throws her right back in the ring. Got into a face-to-face altercation with the other half of the women's tag team champions, the Scottish powerhouse Piper Niven, of course. This is where this is where Baszler got back in the ring. Let's see right here. Let's see what happened right here. Let's see what counter did Chelsea Green did. Yeah, this is where Shayna Baszler pushed her to the side while being in a face-to-face altercation with her. This is where Chelsea Green tried to go for a super kick. This is where Chelsea Green this is where Shayna Baszler grabbed onto her leg. She tried to go for the carrot for the clutch, but Chelsea Green rolled up in the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. She kicked out of that. And then this is where she tried to hit her with her unprettier hit her with a reverse of an unprettier running bulldog, but Baszler got out of it, countered it, and then hit her with the Piper's Pit, which she called it the extermination. That's what it's called. It's called. She turned into the extermination and she got the 1, 2, 3 out of that finishing move. Her new finishing move from running out from the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. this is when Piper Niven came out and attacked Shayna Baszler after she won her match against Chelsea Green. And then this is where we start throwing fists at each other. But Piper, it was too much because Chelsea Green started grabbing onto her leg to give Piper Niven the advantage. This is where she started hitting a pinwheel axe handle right into Baszler's back. This is where Zoe Stark came in and helped fought off Chelsea Green and what's her name, Piper Niven, which I expected this to happen because I was like if Shayna Baszler is gonna face Chelsea Green into this match, and she's currently one half of the women's tag team champions, and then what to do and what not to do with these tag titles in this division, something just tell me because Zoe Stark showed some respect and handshake after her match against Baszler last week. And then I knew this was gonna happen. It's gonna be a 2-on-1 disadvantage regardless. And then this is where Zoe Stark comes in and helps Shayna Baszler out fight them off. And they pair a new double alliance with the Treyu. Can't you see Uncle Julian's trying to do this podcast? I mean, Uncle SNA to do this podcast. Okay, juggling while I'm reviewing. I guess this bringing some kind of viewers, just like Simon Miller would do, when he's except he's using an analogy comparison to something by juggling, but yeah, it's whatever. But anyways, also I knew this was gonna happen. Maybe this could end the curse of the women's tag team championships from the past 4 years of its existence, but. And it's been a few years ago that they said the Universal Championship seems to be a curse, but it don't seem like that at all at this point because at least we have a couple of decent champions, even though it ended in an unfortunate manner though. But it looks like we're not going to worry about that. It's whoever beats Roman Reigns is going to break that curse as well. And I believe Roman Reigns break that curse, even though he held that title for way too long at this time, but at least it's not being known as a cursed championship in its reputation. But yeah, but overall, what do y'all think about this? But overall, from this women's tag team situation, what do you think about this new alliance between Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler? Do you think that WWE doing the right thing of pairing them together, or do you think that she should have had Zoe Stark be paired with somebody else as a team, or Baszler to be the exact, because she got rudely interrupted by Chelsea Green from their backstage interview? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to slide on to the next segment, which is Shinsuke Nakamura with his promo video about what Seth Rollins did as World Heavyweight Champion, and remember things he done even in the past, from the past decade of being the star in WWE. And then he also said, let's see right here. You are one honorable honorable success, into your role and your journey is this guy, and is the line with the bodies of those that trusted you. You took advantage of that and used it as your own success. And Trey, you can't be doing that. You gotta be playing with Trey, what are you doing?
Trey.
You hear your mama right now, Trey?
Trey, come here, baby.
Really? You really gotta do this right now?
Come on.
I know this is your room, but you just play with your toys and be quiet. Yeah.
What do you need help with? Come on. Let's leave Uncle Julian alone.
Sorry. But anyways, yeah. Back to this promo. with Shinsuke Nakamura about Seth Rollins. He's like, Seth Rollins, the man. Let's see right here. He's like, you believe the weak it exists to be consumed by the strong. And he's like, Seth Rollins, like the man, the manipulator, the deceiver, the liar, like you was naming all the everything on the list. Like you bring shame upon your family, yourself, and you have no remorse whatsoever. And I will strip you of your title and become the new world heavyweight champion. I was like, you've been saying that for the last 2 weeks. He said, and expose the lies you claim to stand for. And he's like, your words mean nothing. Like your words mean nothing, and I will challenge you again when I feel it. Which I believe he should win that world heavyweight title, even though Seth Rollins doing a really great job with that strap. But I was like, if he doesn't win that title, at least for a short reign, even if it's for a day, or no, I should say 2 days, I should say, and then lose it right to Monday Night Raw. I'm like, what's the flubbing point of even continuing this feud if there's no point of Shinsuke Nakamura winning? But who you think is gonna win at Fastlane? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We got some news, or not news. We got some. We're gonna move on to the Seth Rollins promo with him with the fans started dancing along to the song, and while he was making his entrance with the oh ah oh ah. And then this is when he started saying things like, yeah, Seth, like Shinsuke Nakamura can maybe talk about me saying I'm the deceiver, a liar, and a manipulator. But I'm but at the end of the day, I'm also what he said, the visionary, the revolutionary, and I'm also and also truly, I'm a father. And I'm also the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and I am Seth freaking Rollins. And then this is where he calls out Seth, not Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, this is where he calls out Shinsuke Nakamura. This is where he started playing his music, looking like he's about to come out, and it looks like it's going to be some kind of a promo battle or in-ring brawl. But really, the brawl was backstage because he started brawling with the one and only Ricochet, and he started doing fist to fist back and forth to the one and only. Yeah, this was all just an elaborate ruse that he started attacking Ricochet, threw him right to the equipment boxes, and hit him knee right to the face, right through him. And then this is where, and he's like, "You are because you're not medically cleared, so I thought I might." He's like, I might pay a visit to this guy right here. Isn't that right, Ricochet? And then this is when Ricochet tried to catch his breath. And then this is when he tried to fight back, but he started kneeing his shoulder right through what's his name, Ricochet right through the equipment box. This is where, and this is when Shinsuke Nakamura said between the lines of, he said, "I'm sorry, Rollins, that I'm gonna take your title." No, and not to make fun of him with his accent, just saying that what he said in detail, in further detail of the King Strong style words that he's gonna beat Seth Rollins, which I think he should, just to make sense into the story's perspective. But yeah, continue to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And let's see. This is where Jey Uso bumps into Finn Balor, or should I say Grand Slam Finn, like everybody been calling ever since he made himself known as that from last week's Monday's Raw. But this is where Jey Uso was not trusting Finn, so he was getting ready to get his fist out, and then this is when Finn Balor's like, no, like, that won't be necessary. I came in peace. Like, just like. And this was crazy under earlier where everybody not trusting you, and then you're gonna join the Judgment Day. That we're both professional, we're gonna keep it this way. And he's like, "What happened to you and KO?" I saw that was very nice. And then he started chuckling, or I'm not chuckling, being eagerly, not chuckling. I'll say making that eagerly, very overly happy face, like yeah, like. Like, and have not much fans, but who's a fan? Like me, I'm a fan. Damien's a fan. Rhea's a fan, and even Dirty Dom's a fan. And he's like, I'm a big fan of the main event Jey Uso ever since you've been that for the past 3 years. And Jim Uso was like, Jey Uso was like, for real. And then that's when Finn confirmed and said, yeah, for real. And then. And he said, like you said, are you? There's the door open for the Judgment Day anytime. He said, and he's like, but the door's not always open for the Judgment Day. And then it looks like Jey Uso didn't even care what he was even saying about that, as much as he doesn't care what his own cousin, the Tribal Chief, says out of his mouth. Because he started looking the other way. He started lifting up the rubber rope that you do some, I'll say not pull-ups, but I would say, what's that word? Where you start pulling up is the ropes that makes that makes his muscles more flexible. Like when, he started pulling the ropes of working out, like because he was not listening. Yeah, he was not listening. He was completely ignoring. He was like, I'm not gonna listen again. And despite what everybody else thinks, like with the likes of Drew and Kevin thinks, like I'm not joining the Judgment Day. Like I'm doing my own thing as a singles main event competitor. But what do y'all think? Do you think Jey Uso is going to join the JD faction, or is he going to be into the or is he going to be sticking as a single star? Y'all let me know about that down in the comments below. And honestly, while I'm juggling this, my little nephew, Birdie Bird, got me stuck into this. But this is when we got the this is where we finally do have a this is where we finally do have a this is where we finally do have the match with Tommaso Ciampa and what's his name? Tommaso Ciampa and Chad Gable. Chad Gable against Imperium, which they confirmed it, like with Otis challenging the Imperium for a match in the 6-man tag match with their interview earlier. And this is where Chad Gable said, this will be the 3 of us against the 3 of you, Imperium. Like, what do y'all say? And then he's like, and then he asked Tommaso Ciampa, like, would you like to team with us? This is when he walks out of there. Like, he was like, it's whatever. And he was like, and then Chad Gable's like, I'll take that as a yes, which it's been confirmed. Like, but I'll say this was probably the second match of the night, to say the least, because it's telling the story, like, which I forgot to say when I was recapping this. Like, what does Tommaso Ciampa got to do with Imperium? Like, well, that's a good question. Like, I'll say one one of them reasonings is because that he wants a shot at the championship. And like you said on that interview, like he asked Adam Pearce like when he's gonna have his chance to shine, and then he was like, "Well, it's gonna be very soon." And he was like, and then that's when Tommaso Ciampa was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to make that known after Gunther's done celebrating his longest reign as that championship. When I finally end it, like, and that's all he's gonna get is that achievement." And then that's what we do have that match. And let me tell you, it shows that it could be either man that could dethrone Gunther into this match, because it starts off against Giovanni Vinci, even though it didn't seem like that Tommaso Ciampa looks like a bigger star at first as a big star. But we're going to get to that as soon as we recap this. This is where Giovanni Vinci started grabbing the leg, trying to go for a dragon screw. This is when Tommaso Ciampa kick off of that, and then this is where he hits him with a headlock, with a slamming headlock, like where he started headlocking Giovanni Vinci, and then this is where Vinci started hitting forearms and punches right into the gut of the black-hearted Ciampa. This is where he tried to go for a European uppercut. This is where he tried to go for a body slam. This is where Tommaso Ciampa whipped out of it. He goes up and hits the Luthez press right into Giovanni Vinci. This is where he tags in Chad Gable, where Jack Gable came in. They double-teamed Vinci. This is where Giovanni Vinci tags in Ludwig Kaiser. He hits a running uppercut right in a running hand uppercut right into Chad Gable, right into the corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. Here's where he started to go for an arm lock right to the Alpha Academy leader. This is where Chad Gable started doing the rolls and then doing the handstand and the leg and handstand stretch. This is where he started spinning around into grabbing his head, spinning around, trip him over, got him into an arm lock, like with him sitting on the back of the ring general's personal ring announcer, not Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser. This is where he had it locked in and turned into places and twisted back where it's supposed to be. This is where he counters that. Tags in Giovanni Vinci. He started twisting his arm. He Irish whips him right to the ropes. This is where Chad Gable kicks him in the head. He started running. He keeps ducking right into Giovanni Vinci's clotheslines until Ludwig Kaiser grabbed onto the ropes, and he fell right back and fell on the outside. And then this is when Ludwig Kaiser started sneakily saying, hello, Chad. And then this is where Gunther boots Chad Gable in the face behind the referee's back. He throws him right back in the ring. This is where Giovanni Vinci started stomping on him. This is where he tags in Ludwig Kaiser. This is where Otis had enough of their heel shenanigans. This is where he tried to tell the referee, try to get in the ring. This is where the referee's like, no, you can't get in. You're not the legal man. Like, I see what everybody's talking about in the wrestling internet community. Like, y'all must be too naive to see what the heels are doing behind your back, even when you're not looking at them. Like, you are too naive to the point. Like, to the point, like, if y'all got jobs as security guards, like when someone steals a candy bar out of a grocery store, you would just let them do it because you didn't see them do it, because you didn't pay attention and do your job. But yeah. That's what the referee was basically doing. This is where Chad Gable tried to come in, and then this is where he trips over Ludwig Kaiser, and then this is where he hits him with a rolling wheelbarrow position German suplex. This is where Ludwig Kaiser elbows him and he clotheslines him. He puts him right into the rear of the ring post into the inside between the Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where they did a triple drop kick right into Chad Gable, but I think he tagged in Giovanni Vinci. This is where, let's see right here. This is where we have he tagging Tommaso Ciampa. He tried to do as much as he can. This is where John Mustache can't do a comeback, but Giovanni Vinci hit him with a clothesline and interception. This is where he tags in Ludwig Kaiser. This is where Tommaso Ciampa tried to tag in Otis, but Ludwig Kaiser started hitting him with a headlock, but Tommaso Ciampa started going on to him. This is where he hip tosses him right off of him, and then Otis tags himself right into his back. He hit him with running clotheslines like 2 times in a row, like a typical babyface would do. And that's when he hits him with a spinning elbow with an Irish whip, just like Jericho's Judas effect. I was there like, what? He taking a page. Why is he taking? Always keeps stealing a page out of. Why is he always using that move, stealing that page out of Jericho's playbook? But even though that's not his like a move that he's doing his comeback move with, like right, he does that shoulder block like that, or that shoulder tackle until he does that axe handle, because the Judas effect is his finishing move, obviously. But anyway, this is where Otis came in. He hits him with a halfway splash because he was barely standing halfway. But this made Ludwig Kaiser fell right back down. I should say Ludwig Kaiser, like I call that turtle monster from Mario Kart. This is where he hits the caterpillar, which he successfully executed along with an elbow drop. This is where he tried to go for that power slam, like the heavy power slam, or a fireman's carry. Try to go for a fireman's power slam, I should say. This is where he tried to spear him right to the corner 10 of the turnbuckle, but he ran his shoulder first into Rita the ring post. This is where Ludwig Kaiser tags in Gunther. This is where Chad Gable tags himself in this. He's standing face to face, looking like this is a preview to their next match for the Intercontinental Championship. This is where he tried to chop him. He started slapping and chopping the absolute shit out of him to the point it looked like it could be more deadlier than his chops. And he hit him with a German suplex from behind. And then this is where he tried to hit him with a German suplex, but this is where Gunther took a play out of Chad's playbook because he stole his finishing move, which was the German suplex. This is where Tommaso Ciampa tried to come in. He forearms him, unfortunately, for the team of the Alpha Academy and him. This is where he tried to go for the Gunther bomb, but he rolls out of it into the most devastating move in all sports entertainment. It looked like he's about to try to win with that maneuver, but really he rolled out of it into an ankle lock. He got it locked in, which he didn't know where to go. Like he was grabbing, like no, and he tags in. And then that's when he tags in. What's his name? Giovanni Vinci. That's who it was. He hits him with a springboard cross German with a frog crossbody frog splash, which he thought he was gonna get him with a roll up with 1 and 2, but no, he didn't even. The referee didn't even count where Chad Gable rolled out of it. This is where he tried to ankle lock him, but he kicked him right off. That's where Chad Gable tried to grab onto his leg. He tried to close on him, duck. He pushed him right to 10 of the turnbuckle, rolled him up into a longest waiting timing German suplex I ever seen, because he slowly but surely slams with the German suplex. This is where he almost got the 3, but Gunther stomped on him right in the midsection. This is when Gunther thought he could help his fellow Imperium teammate out, but what he didn't know that Tommaso Ciampa came back in the ring, hit him with a running knee strike, and then that's when Ludwig Kaiser hit him with a right hand to the jaw. This is where Otis came in and closed on him out of nowhere. This is where Gunther hit him with a boot in the face to Otis, and then this is where Chad Gable saw he was too distracted. This is where Giovanni Vinci rolled him up in the most devastating move in all sports entertainment again, the surprise roll-up, which only got him a 2.0 seconds of it. I should say 2-second even count, because he kicked out of it. He intercepted and started hitting him with the ankle lock. This is where This is where Gunther tried to stop it, but Tommaso Ciampa hit him with his crossface, hit him with the crossface stretch lock that he has, which I believe is his finishing move. While Chad Gable got it locked in, he started laying down and he had his legs crossed into Giovanni Vinci's legs, and then that's when he started twisting it back, and then he had no choice. He made that's when he made Giovanni Vinci no choice but to tap out. And then even Tommaso Ciampa pushed Gunther out of the way, and then they celebrated the win because it's been months the last time I saw Imperium lost the match. Like, because they've been so dominant when it comes to facing teams like Alpha Academy. Even though I believe Chad Gable beat both Kaiser and Vinci. But it's been a while I've seen them lost as a team. They've been the second dominant heel team into the Raw brand up to late. Yeah. And then that's when we have the Judgment. My bad. We're up next. We have the Judgment Day the Judgment Day talking about Jey Uso. Like, he's feel isolated. He'll feel isolated with him, and then he feels isolated. He feels so isolated, the Judgment says, so he's not sure if he's going to join them. And then that's when Rhea Ripley agreed, like, yeah, that's absolutely correct. Like, he'll eventually come around, and then that's when Dom was like, that's right, Mommy. Like, I wish I could be out there right now. And then that's when Rhea was like, that's right. I wish you could. At the end of the day, like, as much as we're gonna take care of this Jay business, we're gonna Jay business. Like, I'm gonna take care of my Raquel business. And then let's just say she technically did, but if it hadn't been for this particular person helping her interfere in the match, like, she probably wouldn't have. Raquel would have became women's world champion. Like, despite what happened this past the week from this past Saturday at Payback, it wouldn't even matter what Raquel was about to pull off of becoming women's world champion. I would say she pulled it off, but she almost so close to winning. Which is still to come. Up next we have, and then but Shinsuke Nakamura's action, what he did to Ricochet, he's gonna be facing Ricochet next week on next week's Raw, and then we have a backstage contract signing. And then she was telling Adam, like, why she's doing here, like, and she's the NXT Women's Champion, and that's a lot of responsibility. She's going on. Yeah, you should be pulling off the red carpet for me if you're gonna bring me in here. And then that's when Becky Lynch was like, "What's up, Adam? Like, is this what you want me here for?" And that's when Adam Pearce thanked both the women's champion of NXT and the man Becky Lynch to. Hey, thank you for being here. Like, I talked to Shawn Michaels, and I'm going to make this official that you signing this contract, and then today, hopefully y'all going to sign this contract and make this official and confirm y'all's match tomorrow night for the NXT Women's Championship, which I believe that should be the main event, and Becky Lynch should be the one that should dethrone Tiffany Stratton, which we're going to figure that out tomorrow night, which is going to be my episode 32 of the SNA podcast. And make sure y'all check that out. Like, it's going to happen like less than 24 hours from now, like, which is going to happen right after I watch NXT. Like, but yeah, make sure y'all check that out and let me know who's going to win down in the comments below for now. And then we're going to continue to talk about what else they said. Like, and then this is where Tiffany Stratton's like, wait. Like, before we do this, I wanted to tell Becky Lynch that, like, I'm in nothing I have nothing but respect for you. Even apologizing, calling you the former NXT Women's Champion. Wow, that's the most. That's the most. The most complimentary. I'll say the most. Yeah, I'll say the most complimentary thing that I ever heard her say about the man Becky Lynch because like even when she complimented her as a former NXT Women's Champion in the first place, it just said it like if she was just any name that could win the title that she's currently holding, and then she's greater than every single one of them women's wrestlers. And he's like, I know last week I got the best of you. Let's see right here. Now, I've been nothing respect, but even though apologizing for calling you the former NXT Women's Champion, and then I know last week I may have let my emotions get the best of me, and then you understand that, don't you? Like you're the man, and you go face to face. I have to ask you this: what did I do? Why are you coming after me for my NXT Women's Championship? And then he was like, to be honest, I didn't really pay attention what you were doing much before this, but when you came to my show to get out of them, they're dead entitled and using my name in vain is your short term. And he was like, my name's you're the champion, and then look at you, you're the NXT Women's Champion, and then you're like a goddess, like you're like. And then you're also a dumb as a boxer. But I think about it in NXT, and I think about hope, passion, and in the future. And you could be all those things but you cannot because you're just concerned of being famous. And that's where you're still talking about the man. So you can be famous. And now I'm going to make, like, and not only I'm going to make you famous, but I'm also going to take your NXT Women's Championship, which I think she's going to do both of that because that's what's going to make her make Tiffany Stratton absolutely more famous, and then Becky Lynch is going to add the NXT Women's Championship into her accolade of holding all the championships in WWE, which that's going to happen less than 24 hours from now. Like, we could possibly see a new NXT Women's Championship. I could be wrong, which I wouldn't doubt that, but I can see that because she's like one of the three WWE Women's Megastar that won both women's championships from both brands from Raw and SmackDown. One out of the three that has yet to win the NXT Women's Championship. And I believe the likes of Bianca and Alexa is going to win, but that's only if they're not doing much on the main roster and they get called back up to NXT and then put over some wrestlers by winning the NXT Women's Championship and then dropping the title to, I don't know, like the next, it could be anybody in the next year or two. Yeah. But what do y'all think about that? Besides what I'm was supposed to be talking about, y'all let me know about that down in the comments below. And then y'all also let me know down in the comments about what's going to go down. And do you think it's going to be the main event of NXT? I sure definitely do, because one, for the simple fact it's a championship match, and two, it should main event because what if Becky Lynch does win? And this could be the greatest ovation that she has yet to accomplish when her first time in NXT, when she was known as the Four Horsewomen, like in the future of WWE, alongside Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair. But yeah, she could finally get that accolade like less than 10 years later, like almost a decade later. And this is where we saw Becky finally sign a contract. This is where Tiffany Stratton said, I don't need you. I'll do just fine on my own. But you want to stick your head into my business in NXT? Okay. Like, I have no problem beating you and making my name at your expense by defeating you. And my name, Tiffany Stratton, the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time. I don't know about the greatest, but I'll say maybe the most popular NXT Women's Champion in WWE. And then that's when she finally signs the contract. She starts showing off her champions while going backwards. This is where they announced it, made it official, showing that it's going to happen tomorrow night. Make sure y'all check that out. But also, we're gonna talk about the main event of the evening, which it is Raquel Rodriguez against Rhea Ripley. And I would say this was the most shocking. I would say the most shocking thing I have ever seen in years. The most shocking return that I ever seen in recent timing, like which I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna start with Raquel. Like she started bringing more offense. She even tried to go for a roll up, which is the most devastating move in all sports entertainment. She Irish whipped her face first right into Tina the turnbuckle. She flipped her up like if she was just a piece of if she was a piece of trash, like going into the trash compactor. She flipped her over like so well. This is where Raquel Rodriguez booted her face first to Rhea Ripley. She thought it was going to get her a 3, but only got her a 2.7 second count. And then that's what made her more upset. And then this is where she goes right into – she tried to go to spears her right into the corner, go for the corner goes to the corner go to the corner of the upper left, right. Go to the upper left corner of Tina the turnbuckle, try to spear her right through it, but she countered it and she rammed her shoulder, which she was like the third wrestler I saw that rammed her shoulder right into Rita the ring post. And yeah, like I hear from every single wrestler or from an independent wrestler or a wrestling fan, like that does not feel good at all whatsoever of getting hit right into Rita the ring post. But this is what made her went down. This is when Rhea Ripley got back up. She went onto the top rope. She hit the frog splash, probably a nod to the Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, but it only got her a 1. It got her a 2, but it got her a 2.8 second count. Whereas Rhea Ripley started screaming, but silently, like, no way! Like, no! Started grabbing onto her hair, which it didn't seem like that much of a big deal. Like, she just kicked out. Like, it's not like she kicked out of the riptide. Like, that would be more understandable. Or even rolled out of the Texas Cloverleaf, like, which is her second finisher move. It's not like she did none of that, so it wasn't that much of a big deal. Like, with all due respect for the Eradicator, current women's world champion, this is where Rhea Ripley went right to the corner. She tried to go for a cannonball, but Raquel Rodriguez caught her, and she side slinging her. She side slinged her right to Alan the announce table, when she went go cuckoo. This is where she lifted her up, tried to go for a power bomb right to Rita the ring post. Right, but it was a Bahana. I would say it was not. No, it wasn't Rita the ring post. Like she made it look like it was Rita the ring post, but she hit her with a Bahana bomb right through the hardest part of the ring. As stage creator and Simon would tell you, that's the hardest, literally the hardest part of the ring. She hit her with a Bahana bomb right through it. This is where she throws her right in the ring, and then guess who came from behind and attacked her and hit her with a running, diving clothesline right onto her. I wouldn't say diving, more like a running cross clothesline right onto her out of nowhere. I'll say from behind. And guess who it was? It was none other than Doink the Clown. Nope. Ringpole Man. Yeah, that's a shout out to Simon for coming up with a guess. I bet he's going to say that on tomorrow night's Ups and Downs, which make sure y'all check that out. Shout out to you, Simon Miller, and the rest of the World Culture crew for the 19,000th time. And no, it was China. Came from her grave. No, I'm just joking about that. Even though I shouldn't joke about her coming from the grave like this. Like, to make it, it's not nothing bad. It's just a funny joke that we can all laugh about. Like, she came back from WWE. It's all just a good way. Nothing insensitive here. But anyway, seriously, it was Nia Jax. Like, the same Nia Jax that we haven't seen in the WWE ring in over, like, since the beginning of this year. And since the beginning of this year, when she made that one-off appearance at the Royal Rumble, the same Nia Jax that haven't been into a Monday Night Raw ring in over 2 years, since 2021. She made her long-awaited return, and I don't know what this means for her career. But anyways, She attacks her but she didn't attack her from behind. Hit her with the Samoan drop, throw her back in the ring. Rhea Ripley hit her with a riptide for the 1, 2, 3, and then she's still the WWE Women's World Champion. And then this is when Rhea Ripley thought that she was helping her out, but really, this is where she attacks. Oh yeah, this is where she attacks her. She put her right into the middle ropes, or no, the bottom rope. It was the bottom rope. Yeah. She hit her right with the bottom rope. She went up and hit her with a leg drop, which I'm not sure if I don't understand why this didn't make her unconscious. Like for the fact that she landed her leg right onto Rhea Ripley, throw first right into the bottom rope and made her go made her go shaking, like she was having a seizure. But yeah, even though this was all probably predetermined planned, and they probably rehearsed this privately, but because there's no way that they could have done this without practice first and expectations too. And then this is where, but after that, she hit her with a leg drop. She went up right onto the mid rope, put her right into the middle of the bottom left side of the Tina the Turnbuckle corner. This is where she said she was like, "Yeah, I'm back," and then she hit her with a very devastating leg drop that it probably would have killed a normal person with this leg drop. It was so brutal. Yeah. It was very, it was brutal and terrible to see. Yeah, that for those Rhea Ripley fans, of course, I should say, because it looks so bad. It looks like it seems like, and then after that, she slapped her around a bit, but it seems like that she's gonna be Rhea Ripley's next opponent, possibly at Fastlane, to challenge her for her Women's World Championship, which I'll say. Maybe that was the best way to bring her back, just to face someone strong as just as her, which is the Eradicator herself. But I'm not sure if any fans is gonna like this. And then we're probably gonna hear this from every single guys online on the internet, whether if it's on social media like Twitter or Instagram or wherever they make their presence, or even those viewers on YouTube that's gonna make a comment about. They did not like Nia Jax's her return by costing Raquel Rodriguez her shot of becoming the new Women's World Champion, and she even did a botch by doing that mid rope leg drop. Maybe too much negative criticism. Maybe you should give her credit when it's due. If she's doing her job as a professional, when she is, I'm not saying that she'd always be in a professional because she does botch her move, and I can't doubt that. But at least spread some positivity and some credibility for her performance tonight. But what y'all think about Nia Jax's return? And what do you think it wasn't Liv Morgan that cost Raquel her championship opportunity? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna probably see Raquel gonna get some revenge, whether it be in next week, next month, or whenever. Y'all also let me know about that down below. And that's what ended with the returning, a shocking return, the most shocking return that I have ever seen in WWE history of 2023, making her big return. And she was holding on to that championship, making it known that she's going to be the next Women's World Championship, which I'm not sure. I would say Rhea's probably going to retain. And then, like I said, she's going to hold that title for the next 5 months, 7 months, because it's September, not November. In the next 7 months, she's going to hold that until next year's WrestleMania. She's going to drop the title to a potential opponent, like a dream opponent, whatever it be in Liv. I'm not sure if it's being a dream. Let's say it's more modern, if you say the least. A more modernly up-to-date opponent like her or Becky Lynch or even a Raquel, But we're going to see in 7 months from now who's could possibly dethrone her, which that's my prediction. Y'all probably have different opinions than I do. But what y'all thought about Nia Jax? About Nia Jax's return? Do you think that she could possibly be the one that could dethrone Rhea Ripley? Which I'm not sure if that will ever happen. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Don't take my word for it unless you think the same way, and we can just relate to it while I'm talking about this. But yeah, that's how Raw ended. I would say Raw was very good tonight. And I would say give it 4 stars. I would say, especially the Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa against Imperium match, that was really entertaining to watch. Memorable and entertaining. And same with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship between Rhea and Raquel. Even though it happened with an ending with Nia Jax making a return and costing Raquel by hitting her with a what's that Samoa drop? A Samoan drop right through the second hardest part of the ringside area, which is the concrete floor. But yeah, we're gonna see more of what's gonna happen next in the near future, which is probably gonna be 7 days from now. Make sure y'all stay tuned for those who's watching Raw from the last many months and years. And I'll say give it 4 stars. And how y'all were rated tonight and how you think Raw was good. Y'all let me know about it down in the comments below. I would say the bad thing I would say was about it was continuing the feud with Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura with that brawl. Even though he nearly cost Ricochet's career by hitting him with a wedge chair, and I guess they're trying to tell a story about that. I would say I'm not sure what it had to do with anything with the price of beans of him attacking him. Even though, unless he noticed some similarities of athleticism from the Drip God. But we're going to find out what's going to happen next about this matter. Maybe it had some good reasons. I'll say Drew McIntyre showing some teases that he could be a heel. And then you might have a new heel edge. And no, I don't mean Adam Copeland. And yes, a shout out to you, Simon Miller. But yeah, I think that we could see a new heel edge from the Scottish Warrior, and it could be similar, but maybe more better than 2019's version of the former Scottish psychopath, now known as the Scottish Warrior. And then with him getting a very dangerous victory, and who knows, we probably confirm his heel turn as soon as 7 days from now on next week's Raw. But yeah, stay tuned for all that, and I guess we're going to end it right here. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hopefully I've done better than my latest videos yet. Like, make sure y'all check out tomorrow night's video, because I'm definitely going to do it as soon as I watch NXT afterwards, I'm going to start doing the SNA video, which will be episode 32 of the SNA podcast NXT review, part 5. Yeah, part 5. And like I said, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was episode 31, which is my lucky number of the SNA podcast. This was the Raw review part 5. Raw review part 5. Hope you loved the video, and if you did, please give me a huge thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell notification bell beside, so you can be notified when I'm making my new upcoming video. And I'll see you all in tomorrow night's SNA podcast video, which is NXT review. And I hope y'all have a great night. And I have been Super Ninja Austin, and I'll see you then. Sassin' out.